Sometimes I wonder why God doesn't always deliver us from the hard places. But then I remember He often chooses to meet us in them. They say the mountain is where you see God's glory, but the valley, that's where you learn His heart. On the mountain, you celebrate, but in the valley you wrestle. On the mountain, your hands are lifted, but in the valley, your knees hit the ground. On the mountain, you shout praises, but in the valley you whisper prayers through tears. The valley teaches you things the mountain never can, because in the valley you learn dependence. In the valley you discover perseverance, and in the valley you realize that God is not just the God of victories, He is the God who walks with you in the shadows. David didn't say, "Even though I climb the mountain, you are with me." He said, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Psalm chapter 23, verse 4. Moses met God on the mountain, but he learned to lead in the wilderness. Abraham received God's promise on the mountain, but his faith was forged through years of waiting. Elijah saw fire fall on Mount Carmel, but he learned to hear God's whisper in the cave. Job got his breakthrough on the ash heap, not the throne. David wrote his greatest psalms not in the palace, but while running for his life. Even Jesus was transfigured on the mountain, but he submitted to the Father's will in Gethsemane's garden. The Bible is filled with people who encountered God's power on mountains, but discovered His presence in valleys. Because the mountain gives you a moment, but the valley gives you a relationship. So, if you're in the valley right now, don't fear it. Don't run from it, because it's in the valley that your faith is forged, your trust is strengthened, and your roots go deep. The valley may feel like loss, but in the valley you gain intimacy with God. And one day when you stand on the mountain again, you'll look back and realize it wasn't the peak that shaped you. It was the valley. If this spoke to you, comment, "Lord, walk with me through the valley."